Hi, my name is Maxine Samone, here to share a touch of Venus with you. I hope that you're having a beautiful day. We're going to get into a collective message. This will be reposted to YouTube. If you're seeing this on YouTube, thank you for being here. Feel free to like the video, subscribe if you feel called to, notification bell if you want to stay up to date with new readings, all those beautiful things. Like I said, we're going to get into some collective messages. Welcome to the new age, Pluto and Aquarius. Welcome to the new age. We're going to see what the messages come out because, you know, I was getting mixed messages. I'm picking up on a lot of different energies. So we're just going to see. We're just going to see where Spirit wants to take us. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, higher beings of light and unconditional love. Divine Mother, Divine Father, Holy Spirit. Your time to shine and individuality. Ooh, I love these colors. I love these cards. Your time to shine, number 33, and also number 5, Angel Iahel. Iahel. We have the stone labradorite, and we also have citrine. So you may want to work with those crystals. I don't know if that calls to you. Ascended Master Helios. So that may also be someone or some place to start your research if you feel called. On the bottom of the deck, we have Descending Power. So you are, oh, we have Bittersweet 68 joining as well. So like, there may be people that are uncomfortable with you being in your power, with you taking up space, but you don't need to be uncomfortable taking up space and claiming your power, okay? So, let's see. Your time to shine in individuality. This, like we said, we're in the age of Aquarius. Literally, it's stationed. We are here now, you know? So individuality is a currency. It's like this is the highest energy of love is truth and authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Giving people the choice to navigate using their free will. Do they want to mess with you? Do they not want to mess with you? You know what I'm saying? If they don't, who cares? There's going to be other people that do. You know what I'm saying? It's about attracting your soul tribe and community and all those beautiful things. Thank you. It's a nice shirt. Thank you. I actually got this at the TikTok shop. I actually just posted a video about it, but that's so funny because I'm very particular about like promoting products and like, I don't know, I like this one, so I promoted it, you know, but I don't want to turn into a walking ad, you know what I'm saying? So I only promote the things that I like. Anywho, thank you for the compliment. So I do see Saturn return age. You've been putting work into something. You're answering a call or being called to answer this call, like invited to answer this call, you know. We have Neptune sacrifice in the reverse. The disillusionment. It's like finally, with the help of Saturn, with this discipline, with these boundaries, with this clarity, with this shakeup of your reality and being like, this is what's really going on. You're able to see through the illusions, you know what I'm saying? And now that you can see through the illusions and you can see the places and spaces where you kept yourself disempowered, you know, because the lower expression of that Neptune is like being lost in the sauce victim mode, you know what I'm saying? Now it feels like, especially with all this green here, you're actually able to follow your heart in a realistic way, not in a disillusioned way, you know what I'm saying? Destiny. Boom, shakalaka. You know what I'm saying? It just feels good to be like, damn, I haven't felt this clear in so long. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, or maybe you're getting those pieces, you're putting the pieces together, but it feels like there's no blockages like there were before. There's not as much, doesn't feel like a bound feeling or like a limitation, or, you know what I'm saying? It just feels good to be free, you know? The free mind is a lifestyle. It just came to mind. Leo, coming out, like I said, it's your time to shine. We have Capricorn on the bottom of the deck as well. So the Capricorn on the bottom of the deck, it's like I feel like we're moving through, the collective is moving through this phase of, you know, gratitude for the Capricornian struggles, gratitude for the lessons that the Matrix has provided, but we're ready to build a new world, you know? And so it's like, this is the moment, like the last collective message that I did, and I haven't had a chance to post that one on YouTube just yet, but it is coming up. It's in the queue. It was just emphasizing so much, like, your soul came here at this specific time for a specific reason. Like, this is your time. Like this is not training anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like the Matrix, navigating that, learning all these things. Thank you so much for the gifts. Oh, the dolphin. I love dolphins. I actually have a little fountain right here that has dolphins on it. But, you know, the lessons of the Matrix, it's like you can take those and you can apply them now. It's like those were training grounds. That's why it feels like descending power, clarifying. That's the bottom of the deck. And then we have Capricorn on the bottom of the deck. It's like through these restrictions, through these power struggles, through this imbalance, you know, now you're able to come into your power because you understand how dark energy works. You understand how it's meant to empower you, like how it's not neither good nor bad, it just is, and we can use that to our advantage. We can alchemize that, you know what I'm saying? Someone said, can you give me a reading, please? I do have my personal readings available on my website, only through atouchofvenus.com. Anybody reaching out to you, it's not me, okay? But I'm going to continue with the collective message right now. But it just feels like, actually, I'm going to get this deck before we get into the tarot. It just feels like this is literally the moment that your soul has been waiting for. It feels like, you know, like when you're about to go on stage, you know, and you're like a little bit of a butterfly feeling, 222 just joined, a little bit of a butterfly feeling, a little bit of anticipation that sometimes could be confused for anxiety, but I really feel like this collective is like, your soul is excited. Your ego is a little bit like, is this really the time? You know, because there's been so many things of what feels like false starts, you know, but I really feel like even with all the colors, as I'm just like looking at the spread, it's like all of the colors, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like balanced. It feels, like I said, it feels like you are clearer than you've ever been, you know? And so if you can follow that feeling, you know, trust that feeling, versus before, if you reflect on your life, or if you reflect on, you know, if you're someone that has like archives, you know what I'm saying? You said you never felt so disconnected from the collective reading. I mean, maybe we're in a different frequency at the moment, you know what I'm saying? But that's okay. If you feel called to the message, you're welcome to stay. I forgot what I was about to say. It just feels very clear. If you can follow that feeling versus, even looking at your archives and things like that. Like, personally, I've been having like archives come up, you know, past posts of past years, or I kind of went back to this time a few years ago and looked at my archive posts and I was like, wow, different space completely mentally, you know? But it feels like, I don't know, roads are cleared. We have the ring and we have the mother. What's kind of coming through is something I wanted to talk about. It's like in some other videos. If we're moving to a different type of time. We're moving to, like I said, the age of Aquarius. Both Capricorn and Aquarius are Saturn ruled. Aquarius and Capricorn are very different though. You know what I'm saying? And we're connecting to the Divine Mother. This is like a big part of this age of Aquarius, is having this truth revealed through this connection to the Divine Mother. And with that comes with new reworking of time, which would break down the foundation of the Matrix, you know, the pressure that time of time, the illusion of time, you know, all of these concepts of time. And we're moving more into this the truth of this, of who we are. You know what I'm saying? We're moving into the space of the unknown, the limitlessness, you know. I know this sounds like out there, but if you know, you know, you know, shape-shifting, literally. And then the forest, it's like, we're literally changing the landscape. We're literally changing the landscape, like, of the world right before our eyes. And your specific soul came here to assist in doing that. In the unique way that you're meant to do it. Everybody's going to be different. Everybody feels called to do things differently. Everybody feels called to do things in a different way, you know. We have the Bardo here, clarifying destiny. I feel like what's kind of coming through is that there's like a bunch of shit coming through right now. It's like the Bardo always brings me back to those that have passed on, your ancestors. And I feel like I keep saying the same thing. Like, this is like what your soul individually came here to experience, to assist with, to be on mission for, you know, in your unique way. But I also feel like there's like this movement of your ancestors through you at this time. It's like whatever, it feels like a coming forward of like the indigenous ancestors, like not just like these past few generations, not minimizing them or their experiences or their power either, but it feels like the healing that you've been doing, you know, working through the matrix, feels like it is to clear that karma, your own karma from this lifetime as well as your ancestral karma. But those that are coming forward to help assist you in building this new world is actually like your indigenous or first, like your like those ancestors are way back there, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, this is actually what we've imagined. We're going to be building the world that as it was supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? Going back to our roots, it feels like. And we have the animal and the Anima Mundi, clarifying Leo. To me, like the animal card represents to me like very free spirited, you know. It's like almost connection to like animal totems. I picture like a wolf, you know. I see flowers. I see like, it reminds me of like headdressed, you know. But then it's like the Anima Mundi card always reminds me of cycles, you know, and things coming back around or breaking through karmic cycles. And it feels like when we disconnected from nature, we disconnected from the ways that our indigenous ancestors, you know, connected to the land, the earth, you know, not just the land and the earth, but like connected like celestially, you know what I'm saying? Connected to spirit. When we lost that connection, it feels like we entered into this matrix or this, yeah, it just feels like we entered in and started to rack up a lot of karma. You know what I'm saying? But it does feel like you have elevated past this point, or you're being invited to tap more into that free spirit, that like intuitive, instinctual, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? You catch my drift? It feels like, yeah, there's some like really powerful energy trying to work through you right now. Work like through you. Like they want, like, spirit is like, let me use your body as a channel right now. You know what I'm saying? Not just for speaking, but for what it needs to be created right now. And so what you're being asked to do, what you may be invited to do in these upcoming times will probably not make a lot of sense by logic, you know? And there's been this preparation of this. It feels like everybody's been on their own unique journey in being prompted or like getting nudges from spirit, and how you decide to build that relationship with spirit is completely up to you. But it just does feel like in order to navigate building this new world, it's like building that relationship with your spirit team is absolutely imperative, like, because essentially they're asking you to just be a channel, like to help recreate a world, that's more in alignment, more in balance. And if we haven't experienced that in our lifetime, we don't know what that looks like. The only thing that we can do is like study history, and history is tampered with. It's, I'm saying, not saying that it's not all right, or like accurate or anything like that. It just feels like there may be pieces missing, and the pieces that are missing you have access to, because we have the answers within all of us, literally. It's so amazing to me every time I sit down and give myself space to think. Well, not even space to think, space to feel, every time I get into meditation, I ask a question within 15-20 minutes, because I have cleared my channel, for like pretty regularly, or like I practice that. I'm going to get my answer. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to receive downloads of things that like I had no idea, like no logical way of knowing, you know what I'm saying? And so like there has to be this belief and trust in the information that you receive from spirit as well. But it feels like, yeah, they're inviting you to just be a channel. And this is like, it's not you just shining. It's like them working through you. I feel like that's like, I don't know if I'm hitting the nail on the head. It doesn't feel complete, but I do see, as I cut the deck, 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands. That is hella success. That's recognition, but this is also your ancestry. Literally, this is like working with those that have passed for your divine inheritance, like coming into real wealth, long-term wealth, and not just like money-wise, although because money is a resource here, we do need that to, currently at least, that's like what we need. It just feels like that's on the horizon if we allow ourselves to tap into that ancestral wisdom, because our ancestral wisdom taps into the abundance of the earth, the abundance of, the universe. It's not limited to how we've been programmed to think in this matrix. You know what I'm saying? So like if we can move from this instinctual place that's connected to those that have come before us, that we're connected to spirit, that in a deeper way, that we're connected to the land in a deeper way, why wouldn't it, why wouldn't it work for us? It's our mind, it's our logic mind, and the programming that we've had that stops us from trusting that, So, let's see. Yes, we have Page of Pentacles. Oh, the Lovers. Page of Pentacles. This is like giving, so this is a very cute message, like I feel like from the Divine Mother. You're a child, you know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of things, of like the big cosmic plan. You are one of the Divine Mother's children, you know what I'm saying? And we've talked about these concepts of feeling abandoned, you know what I'm saying? Like on a soul level, feeling lost. So many people feel lost. They're trying to find themselves. They're trying to find something. They're trying to connect to something. You've never been abandoned. You know what I'm saying? There's always, though, free will. There's always the freedom to become who you are meant to be. It's like choosing your fated life or your destined life. And to me, the difference between your fated life is like, fate to me is like some things just happen to you, and then your destined life is what you choose to go for, what you have the courage to go for, and the Divine Mother wants you to rise into your power, to be the best version of yourself, because you becoming the best version of yourself has this ripple effect of creating the best version of the collective, of the world. And it feels like any healthy mothering relationship would not interfere with your free will. They want you to learn through experience, you know? And so it feels like there's a lot of love. It's like Spirit is looking at you like the divine child, the chosen child, you know, and they've been putting you through these initiations, trainings, you know, through these fated events, because when you're operating from an unconscious state, you were living a fated life, you know, like things were happening to you to get you to remember to wake the fuck up, you know what I'm saying? And it just feels like you are shifting out of that, where you're realizing your divinity, you're realizing your connection to Spirit, and how Spirit has always been around protecting you just enough to where you can learn your lessons and integrate what you need to integrate without overstepping and imposing on your free will, you know, because that's not, that would be essentially the same makeup as the Matrix, imposing on your free will, programming you with something, telling you what to do, not allowing you to be in your power. So when you step into this spiritual path, when you are really doing the work, the healing work, when you're connecting with your guides, when you are connecting with the Divine Mother, you know, like there is a certain level of freedom, you know, that you, and sovereignty and real power that comes with that, but also real responsibility, you know what I'm saying? And this is why I feel like some people choose to stay asleep. But if you recognize your divinity and you accept, you know, your role in the divine plan, I feel like, I don't know, it's just kind of giving like heavy is the head that wears the crown, but also you're not alone. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of the message all over the place. I feel it. Yes, it just feels like there are times where we can become very emotional, you know, the Queen of Cups in reverse, Temperance in reverse, feeling like abandoned, you know what I'm saying? Even in the recreation, even in moving towards creating this new life, it feels like a lot. Like, what the fuck? Like, we're tasked with this, like this whole mission, you know what I'm saying? This whole, like, how? Who am I to? You know, all these questions, these, I don't know. It just feels really heavy and just like, but how, you know? And Spirit is saying that don't let your emotions distort, you know? And Spirit is saying that don't let your emotions distort your clarity. Distort your clarity right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in the beginning of the reading, you're clearer than you've ever been. You can see clearer than you have ever been able to see before, you know? It's not got nothing to do with God, the Spirit, nothing to do with them upstairs. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The illusions, you know what I'm saying? Queen of Cups in reverse, Temperance in reverse. When we are not focused on keeping ourselves emotionally regulated, and we can start to feel overwhelmed. And so that's where this conversation of coming back to I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Coming back to the Divine Mother, like if you feel overwhelmed, you're not alone. If you feel like you don't know what to do next, allow Spirit to work through you. Don't try to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We are a channel for Spirit, for these ideas, these inspirations, these creations to work through us, you know? And it feels like there is this, let me get one more for this. When we start to think that we're doing it all alone is when our, you know, this is when we become our vision becomes distorted, our intuition becomes clouded, you know. And that's when we start to disconnect and we start to go more into our ego body of trying to figure out or feeling like the whole mission is on our shoulders. There's a thing between, it's like a fine line of defining or like realizing that like, yes, you are an individual in your power. You've come through all these challenges, worked through all these initiations, gone through all of this spiritual training essentially to like come into your power. But also you were able to get through all of those things because you were connected to spirit, you know. So don't ever forget that part. You know what I'm saying? That is the foundation for it all, you know. Yes, the moon. Let me get one more in the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, exactly. To ever think that you were disconnected or left out is an illusion. You know what I'm saying? To ever feel that you were abandoned by spirit is an illusion. You know, despite even all of the challenges that you've gone through, that is an illusion. That was ripe training grounds, you know, spiritual lessons, karmic cycles that you had the power to break because you were backed by your ancestors, by your spirit team. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're saying. This fear of being left out or this abandonment wound that we are working to like heal is really the root of it is this spiritual, it feels like spiritual, I keep using the word abandonment, but that's not the word that's coming to mind. It's just like on the tip of my tongue. It feels like spiritually bankrupt, but that is an illusion. Because again, if we connect back to our original ancestors, they were connected to spirit and they were never bankrupt. That is an illusion. You know what I'm saying? They recognize that nothing ends. Nothing ends. We live in an abundant universe, and being connected to spirit connects you to that abundance. You know what I'm saying? So we have the Judgment card. We have the Judgment card and the Four of Wands. This is literally like a call to come home. A call to come home. You know, it's interesting. I've had this like kind of thought come through before about like, you know, when you go play outside or whatever, you're playing with your friends and you're doing the thing, you know, to come home when the street lights come on. That means it's dark outside. You know what I'm saying? In these times where the collective is making this huge shift, essentially it's getting dark outside. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, people are going to be going through major ego deaths. People are going to be going through like shattering their own illusions because they chose not to work through those things yet. And, you know, everybody does it on their own timing, you know. But if you're getting this call right now, you are getting this call to come home, essentially. Like connect with the mother, connect with spirit, receive your guidance, receive your support, become revitalized right now. This is a call to come home, literally. It's like, that's the best way I can put it. It's a call to come home. Those that do not, I just posted this on my threads, like today or last night. Those that choose to stay asleep, that choose to ignore this call to come home, will experience a faded life, an unconscious life. You know what I'm saying? Where things just keep happening, tower moment after tower moment after tower moment. You know what I'm saying? We've all experienced what a faded life feels like. You know what I'm saying? A subconscious, shadowy life. You know, staying out in the dark, not listening to the Divine Mother, not listening to your mom and being like, you need to bring your ass back in the house when the streetlights come on. She's sending out a signal right now and being like, it's time to come home. You know what I'm saying? Those that choose to stay asleep, or that choose to stay in the shadows, that choose to live an unconscious life, will experience the faded life. Those that choose to follow their intuition, to answer this call, to pay attention to the signals, you know, to the whispers, the nudges, you know, those that follow their consciousness, the light, will come home. They will live a destined life, the life that they were destined to live. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Five of Wands and the Ace of Cups. She's like, those that choose to work against essentially their own intuition, that are indecisive, Two of Wands in the reverse, that are having a hard time with trusting their nudges or their intuition, or haven't gone on this journey. If they're fighting it, they're essentially choosing a timeline of separation, a timeline of conflict, a timeline of cognitive dissonance within themselves. You know what I'm saying? A timeline of committing to the story of feeling abandoned, a timeline of scarcity, a timeline of challenge, you know what I'm saying? Versus connecting to Ace of Cups, this divine overflowing cup of like spiritual connection, a divine love, a union timeline. And not a union timeline in the essence of just like, oh, I want to be connected to my divine partner. That isn't a reward of choosing your highest timeline. You know what I'm saying? This is divine union between you and spirit in whatever relationship you decide to build with spirit. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to be indecisive about, you know, really. Four of Cups. It's going to be difficult. I feel this in the upcoming years for people to have to leave people behind because they are not answering their own call, you know? That's what I'm saying. Queen of Swords. You're going to have to be very boundaried with people that are choosing to ignore the nudges. Literally, we have the Death card. We have the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, the King of Cups. You're going to have to be in the Hierophant in reverse, meaning the old ways of doing things, traditional ways of doing things, social, political, religious structures, the ways of doing things, you know, the Hierophant in reverse. Like, we're moving towards a time of unconventionality. We don't know what it's going to look like, but we do know in our hearts what it's supposed to look like, what it's supposed to feel like. We don't know what it's going to actually look like. So we're moving into this time of the unknown. You're going to have to tap into and create space. You're going to have to be able to say no and create space. Say no to those things that align with the old timeline and create space, you know, have a higher perspective, more emotional intelligence, you know what I'm saying? Look at the bigger picture. Don't get sucked into the emotions of those that are in this combative timeline where they're essentially missing the opportunity. They're choosing, like, it's like if you're playing outside and you're with your friends or whatever, and you're like, oh, I gotta go home, like the street lights are on, like, they're like, we're gonna keep playing, like, you don't want to keep playing, and you're like, no, I know better, I'm taking my ass home. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's essentially the vibe, you know? And these people, this transition is happening whether they're ready for it or not, you know? But them choosing to ignore the message, to be willfully ignorant, is not, that's not what leads to their harvest. You know what I'm saying? It's literally, it's so plain and clear, you know? We have Six of Cups and we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is literally the mother vibes, you know what I'm saying? Matriarch, you're the child. She's saying, come home, like literally, like, come home to yourself, come home to your safe space, come home to create a safe space, create an altar space, sit at your altar space, connect with spirit, receive your downloads. Don't feel, even as a grown ass woman or man, you know what I'm saying, that you're not a divine child. You know what I'm saying? Like, be humble enough to and put our ego to the side to be able to connect with spirit in the way of almost like a child. You know what I'm saying? Like, be willing to be taken care of in that way, you know? Stop trying to figure out everything, because we don't know everything, you know? Even doing tarot and things like that, like, this is probably the best advice I could ever give you, is to go home to yourself, you know? This is how you come into balance. We have the Two of Pentacles. This is how we stop looking outside of ourselves, change perspective, you know, Hangman in reverse. This is how we start to bring things into balance. We stop looking outside of ourselves. That's what keeps us imbalanced. You know, when we start coming home to ourselves, this is when we start to actually shift things in our favor. Yes, as I say that, I feel like this is the perfect card to wrap up the reading for. We have the Star card, the Aquarius card. This is healing. This is a beautiful future. This is hope. This is watching this, being curious about, what does this age of Aquarius look like? What do I want it to look like? What is it going to feel like for me? You know what I'm saying? This is also seeing this on the horizon. Like, we're literally entering into that, you know? And there's this curiosity, again, like a child, not like knowing. Like, yes, we know that this is the time that we're going into. Yes, we have plenty of astrologers and tarot readers and predictors of things to be able to kind of like give us a feel for what to expect. But when it comes to actually creating and living this experience, we don't know. Spirit knows, you know what I'm saying? So like, we have to become very curious and open-minded when it comes to observing what's falling apart and what do we feel is worthy of bringing into this next chapter. And I feel like the best consult for that would be your spirit team, you know, for you individually. We have the King of Pentacles, what to invest in, what to bring with you, you know, 2, 3, 4 on the time, how to build this empire physically, you know what I'm saying? Like, how is this world going to actually look? So that is the reading for today. That is a big collective message. I feel like it was very kind of hard for me to ground, honestly, but I feel like, you know, hopefully those that needed to receive it can understand, can feel what I'm saying. And if you're interested in a personal reading, you can only book them through atouchofvenus.com. This will be posted on YouTube as soon as I can get to it. And I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.